Alright, what we're going to be doing here today is a 25-cent trigger job on a Glock 30S. Let's go ahead and empty it out. And visually inspect. Chamber is clear for all you safety Nazis. There we go. There you go, safety Nazis. There's nothing in there. Alright. I bought this gun today, so this may be a little bit more difficult than my Glock 23. Then again, maybe not. Got my camera sitting here on the edge of the towel, so might get a little bit of movement. What's weird about this 30S that it seems to have some Gen 4 features, but then again it has Gen 3 grip right there. But it also has the SF frame. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, SF frame. So what we're going to do, I like to use the Mother's mag and aluminum polish. This is the same one that I used on my Glock 23. I did like the benefit. I still went ahead and put the 3.5 pound trigger, springs, and connector in my Glock 23. And I'm very pleased with it. I was pleased with the 25-cent trigger job, but I also wanted a little bit lighter trigger pull and a better reset. So what we're going to do, you go ahead and pull your trigger bar out. It's your trigger bar. Right here is your connector. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that out. I'm just using a small screwdriver. I don't haven't invested in a Glock punch kit yet, which I don't know why I haven't, because I do this enough to justify it. So what we're going to do, I just use Q-tips. I'll take a Q-tip. This is the before look. Not very shiny, kind of dull. Got some, it's smooth, but not quite as smooth as it could be. So it's the main purpose you're doing this. Smooth everything up, let everything work in conjunction with one another. You just take that polish, and I polish the whole thing. A lot of people say you only need to polish this part here, right here in this area, which is not bad if you just want to do it, but I like to have the whole thing done just for uniformity. So you just go ahead and rub it on in there and work it out, polish it up. Back and forth, up and down, kind of twist it in the grooves there. Get everything out you can. Once you notice that it gets a little bit dirty, go ahead and just flip to the other side. Don't worry about excess polish getting all over the place. It'll come back off. It's not going to gum anything up. Some people I've heard say you shouldn't do this because if you leave any in there, it's going to gum up your weapon. My first response to them is, it's a Glock. Sorry. Any of you Glock haters out there watching this video, and I'm sorry that you don't know perfection. But just work it in there real good. Try to get it around. It's kind of tedious, but get you a handful of Q-tips. And my kids are actually in there playing their game right now, the Connected Ventures on Xbox. So they're having a good time in there right now. Just figured it'd be a good time to make a little YouTube video. I'm fairly new to this. I've only made a couple of YouTube videos before, and they're not anything, like a tutorial like I'm doing now. It was kind of me just blowing stuff up in the backyard, doing wheelies on my motorcycle, little stuff, stupid stuff. But if it's not as shiny, your connector, if it's not as shiny as you would like it to be, just go back over it and keep polishing. And once you get it to your desired color, or if you're going for color, but what I'm doing is basically running it over here just to get rid of a little bit of grit, anything that could be on there, and just smooth up the surface a little bit, and it actually will reduce your trigger pull. Not extremely noticeable, It's noticeable if you have two guns side by side that you can fire. You know, one that's brand new, no 25-cent trigger job, no 3.5-pound trigger job, no trigger job at all, and this one, which will have the 25-cent trigger job. You can actually tell a difference when you shoot them side by side. But without shooting them side by side, not a gigantic difference, but it is enough that I do go ahead and do it. Kind of slickens it up a little bit and will allow you to have, you know, just a kind of not really lighter, but kind of crisp. It seems to just react a little bit better. So in this little area here, that 90, I just take it in there and just roll it around a little bit and get that little 90. Just like I said, just that's not anything that's going to help. It's not anything that's going to improve your performance, but it's something that I like to do just for uniformity. And you don't need a lot of polish. You just need a little bit of polish. Just coat the Q-tip with it. And you put it on there and just rub it in. It'll clean off anything that's on the surface. And once you're done, or once you get to a point where you want to clean it off and see your finished product, all you got to do is just, you know, I got some napkins sitting here from earlier, so we'll just use a napkin. I usually have a microfiber towel sitting here, but I don't want to get up and get it and waste any more of your time, or use any more of your time if you don't find this as a waste. But compared to our prior viewing of this connector that I'm going to drop on the floor and lose, we have our trigger bar, which is the same color as our connector was to begin with. There's our trigger bar, and here's our connector. A little bit shinier, a little slicker. If you feel it when you do this, if you feel it first person, you can actually feel the difference. If there's no gun oil that's sitting on it, you can actually feel the difference in the metal itself. So we're done with the connector. We're going to move on to the trigger bar. The only parts that you really should, really not should, but the only parts that you really need to do to get this effect on your trigger bar is right here, where your trigger bar enacts with, where it mates with your connector. You know, they work together, and then you have this lip right here that actually pushes your safety plunger. Your safety plunger right there. Those two parts are the only ones you really need to do on your trigger bar. But like I said, I go ahead and I do the whole thing. Stop arguing. I don't care. Stop arguing. I find it better just to lay this flat, put a finger on it, and work the polish in, get it cleaned up. What's up? What's up, monkey?
I wash you, Daddy.
That's fine. No matter what, always make time for your kids. So we'll go ahead and get this started. Like I said, right there in those turns, those 90s, just roll that Q-tip in there, get it down in that area, and let's clean it up with a Q-tip a little bit. See what we got. Alright, that's looking pretty good.
I'm gonna do it.
Throw that away. They see your car. They see your car. Go. Go throw it away. You can come back. Go throw it away. Like I said, this is a new gun that I got today. I haven't even fired it yet. I will be going out tomorrow to fire it, and you know, just make sure that I know where the gun holds true, and anything that I'm doing wrong that I need to correct to make the weapon do what I want it to do. The Glock 30S is a little slimmer than the Glock 30. It holds 10 rounds of 45 ACP, double stack magazine. It comes with 2 magazines. They have extended base plates on them. Right there. That allows you to have the same size grip as the Glock 19 and the Glock 23. But if you wanted to, you could get the flat plate, the flat base plate magazine. And that will give you the same exact grip as the Glock 26 and Glock 27. Those two, I mean, every Glock is highly recommended by me. Take that as you will. But I enjoy shooting my Glocks. I enjoy carrying my Glocks. I'm not opposed to owning any other weapon besides a high point. I apologize if there's any high point owners watching this trying to find out how to polish your turd. But I do highly recommend any Glocks, you know, for whether it be first person or experienced shooters. If you don't have a Glock, if you don't own a Glock, if you're looking for a good, reliable pistol at a reasonable cost, Glock is definitely the way to go. And I've always recommended them. I've always told people I will own any weapon except for a high point, but I will only carry a Glock, just because I know that I can trust my life to a Glock. I know there are many others out there that you can trust your life to, and there are many others out there that that have a very low fail rate. I understand that. But this is all a matter of personal preference, of what you want, what you like. I love the look of a Glock. A lot of people say, you know, I don't like the grip. It's like grabbing a 2x4. You know, get out of here with your sissy woman hands. I enjoy the feel of them. I enjoy the look of them. A lot of people don't like them. They say they're ugly. I think they're beautiful. 1911, definitely a beautiful gun. Definitely a great gun. My uncle actually has a Rock Island Armory 45. It's 1911, and he enjoys it. I've shot it, and it's a wonderful weapon. He chooses to carry that or his, I think he has a LCP-9. I think he has the LCP-9. And he enjoys it. But he likes shooting my Glock. He didn't like the trigger at first just because it was so much different than everything that he was accustomed to. Which the first time I shot a Glock, when I was 11, I believe it was, I was just happy to be shooting. So I didn't really care anything about it. Here's our finished result on the trigger bar. A little shiny, nice, pretty. We've got a good interface there. And what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and break down the rest of the slide. Break down the slide. Like I was saying earlier about the Gen 3 and Gen 4 parts on the Glock 30S. It's got a Gen 3 grip as well as magazine release. But it has a Gen 4 recoil spring, added reliability, and I do believe it also has the Gen 4 finish, which I like that as well. I work for a heat treater, and I can actually re-black my weapons. I can put that coating back on them if I would like to. So we'll go ahead and pop that back plate off. Pull out our striker assembly. Well, that's a little different than my 23. There's a little knob right here in the center. That's a little different than my Glock 23. This is the first time that I've pulled this apart. Like I said, I just got it today. The extractor is relatively the same. standard Glock or standard Glock sockets that come on it. Get some of this gunmetal off of here that comes from the factory. On our spring or puller spring, set it inside. The only spot that you need to do on your plunger, my wife's calling me. Only spot you need on your plunger is just this tip here. That's all you need to do, just the top. Luke, would you go downstairs and get mommy or help mommy? We'll go ahead and polish this up. Like I said, it doesn't take very long to polish your parts, depending on the extent that you want to do. If you want to use a Dremel with a polishing wheel on it, that's a good way to go too. I did that once and I almost ripped off my fingernail, so I choose not to go that route anymore. Plus, I have a baby sleeping right now, so this is a little bit quieter. So we'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit, get it a little shiny. Now, depending on how shiny you want your parts, you can keep going or you can stop there. Then just reassemble and try out your new trigger. Thanks for watching.